Hello. Well, I will sit down and I'll start. Yeah. Minister go join me later. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to take this opportunity for welcome una again today to our usual every Tuesday press briefing. I'll continue for remind una that they do this so that we provide for una timely and cogent information. Because who believes it, now true una, we people go get the information we they need for deep in with democracy. When we say right to access information, not to any kind of information, and for provide the people with timely, relevant, cogent information. And I reason make stubbornly we don't sustain this weekly press briefing. And I want to acknowledge the commitment when I don't show that every Tuesday we all there for let us listen to duty bearers for let them give account that the small side where His Excellency don't place them. Today on the high table, I see very important personnel them where we can help we for let us make this event a success. When they talk on plenty issues today, in the wisdom of His Excellency, as we look at the economic trend globally, one of the vision of the president is that we maximize local revenue generation. Let will not continue for able per people them. So let us try for see how locally we will generate revenue. Because the way things they go, even the world, we don't get shock. The Ebola, the COVID, puts a lot of sense in our minds. So we, now this far end of the world, waiting for the prepare. Now for how we will able to navigate some of them shocks. And the only way we will able to do them, now when we expand revenue generation locally, and when we generate the revenue, the prudent management, how we ensure that the money we generate, we use them for the good. President don't institute a lot of reforms. A lot of reforms. They reform them don't lead to the creation of a lot of institutions, a lot of projects, a lot of programs. Because I think say now only the reforms then will able help we for let we generate and let we spend them wisely. So today, we can't forget a lot of people where they take we through. One, some of their reforms then. Two, what will they do for ensure that them money then, there's small money that they get, will they use them judiciously? Three, and waiting at the impact so far we don't get from their reforms and the way we they spend with money. So on the panel today, we have from the Minister of Public Administration and Political Affairs, where in the man, the big five game changer, revamping public service architecture, government of Sierra Leone, human resources. They reform them all when His Excellency say, let us do now the public sector for ensure say we able log what with the log tighten we belt for take care of ourselves. Somebody with in charge of that reform, with the coordinator, with the superintendent, when no less a person, but Minister Amara Kalon, they with we. Yeah. Again, that revenue the way they generate, the one that they can inside. One way ensure that the president's vision has been met, they don't need some capacity, new strength to the anti-corruption commission. So we can forget somebody from the anti-corruption commission for let it tell we so far waiting it gonna be proud of as the success where they don't make in the fight against corruption now the public service. So for take we through, we will get the coordinator of operations at the anti-corruption commission. We are Mr. Sunny. Oh, somebody they greet on an answer. Good afternoon, sir. The president they don't commit himself that Sierra Leoneans they're not for Sabiwi based on the war we fight. They're not for Norway based on diamonds, but the human capacity of the citizens. Therefore, a commitment to education in nothing at the sub-region with free quality education. We not take a small, we take it ambitiously. So we go get somebody again for tell we 7 years in this implementation of with free quality school education. Waiting at the achievements. All we will talk about and waiting at the next steps. So we get the National Program Coordinator Free Quality School Education Project, when I'm Mr. Augustine Moses Kuroma. We will take with you. Okay. All this, we talk about free quality education, the impact, the achievement, the impact from a third party view, civil society view. One look at how this does impact the lives of the gap in the country. For take we through, we'll get the CEO and founder of Moving Women for Sustainable Development in Sierra Leone. We now, Madam Maria. My phone. Before then talk, I will take this opportunity for just go through the news brief quick. Ladies and gentlemen, on the 29th of August 2025, Finance Minister then and Defense Ministers then from the Economic Committee of West African States behold a high-level delegation meeting na the headquarters na Abuja, Nigeria, and waiting they be discussed in that meeting. Where then we partake in the meeting, say now one of the highest meeting they ever done hold. Waiting be central now how they go spend money for the establishment of that regional stabilization force where they don't talk about. Many times, plenty times, we don't inform when I say ECOWAS, they try for position a stabilization force equipped for be responsive for anything will happen at the sub-region. Therefore, this meeting, now before, how they go put money together for capacitate and establish and capacitate that stabilization force. Same way so, on the 29th, the Minister of Finance, when Honorable Sheku Fantamari Bangura, they also highlight the government in participation last week, every day, and it don't continue for engage citizens about the new way where government want to take mining business. That government, they increase in participation. Now, it make the new mining act come into play. It make they establish the CRU Mines and Mineral Development and Management Corporation, where they act for the mineral wealth fund, where they take care of the government assets, and ensure say government that take this time big one now the mining sector. Also, as this administration, they continue for create the space for enable the fourth estate. I remember my keynote address when we will establish the National Fund for Public Interest Media. One thing I will say, I say a deprived journalist, a bad pass, part Section 5 of the Public Order Act. When a journalist is deprived, and a bad pass that law, because everything what he go do not go do in the interest of the public. That is why we try for establish this fund so that journalists they go get access to funds, so that the journalists what they go do not go there in my interest and not go there in the interest of corporate institutions, but it go there for provide the correct information where now public interest journalism. So the one that we charged with the responsibility, they're not relent, they're not able get a small money and they be go distribute up to $6,000, $60,000 grant to some journalists then. This be happen at the new Brofist Hotel in Freetown. So you see, not to so ya be there, not to so ya be there. Government, they do everything for give capacity. They collaborate. Because some man go sit down and say, not to government money. Now government, they go big money. We get very many other places for Puta, but this one we say we establish a national fund for public interest media. Let somebody know about government, know about advert, let you get money and able to do the correct journalism way you want to do. Also, on the 26th of August in Freetown, we always talk about what happened at Yenga between Sierra Leone and Guinea. We position as an administration is that between we and Guinea, we don't have any effects. Diplomatically, we don't take the case, and we don't begin to see it yield some dividends. Be welcome, a high-level delegation. We come on fact-finding. For let them look at waiting, we complain, they look at the situation, and go back and see how they will solve these disputes between Guinea and Sierra Leone with respect to the border town of Yenga and the environment. We continue for town and say government, they stay committed to the welfare of every Sierra Leonean, irrespective of whose side it is. So our brothers and sisters in Yenga, even though they continue for them, they stay to no leg, but we'll not go worsen the situation by taking a fight with Guinea. Diplomacy, Nina will be approached, and it don't lead some fruits. Same way so with vice presidents, they continue for confirm and reaffirm government in commitment for transform this country in health business as they formally and officially welcome the arrival of Global Mercy ship. This ship are the largest medical ship we kind of the country for the around for attend to a lot of illness, treat a lot of people. This also they confirm so when I say not for nothing, we they always pass the MCC scorecard. It is because of how we commit ourselves for invest by with people in healthcare, in education, and very many things. It will be very much unjust for man not talk waiting minister. They continue for achieve. He is becoming not to, for we minister no more now. They around the globe, they look at opportunities, whether now for the Ministry of Information or Civic Education or not, but as long as it is for the good of the country, it is time. So that make we see and USA ego sign an MOU for their salon and a renowned institution like Columbia, one at the Columbia University of Research, for let we partner for look at how research, innovations, and other things could happen at the health sector. This don't place or it will place Sierra Leone as one of the most outstanding country in the sub-region when it comes to innovation and research in the health sector. Kudos to the Minister of Information and Civic Education as it all become the mercy of this government for just patrol, the midfield, and card with the card for bring the benefits home. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we come proper to waiting we get for this afternoon. Like I say, we don't do a lot of reforms, or the president believe in these reforms as the only vehicle where they take we through the shocks where the world done the witness. That we reform with public sector and see how we will manage ourselves for a better tomorrow. Therefore, we now get the Honorable Minister, Mr. Amara Kalon, for take 10 minutes for tell we revamping the public service na salon. What's I with this, sir?
Thank you very much, my Chief Imam, my Mufti. I'm Imam, I'm Mufti, and I'm Karamoko.
And South, yeah. Thank you very much. I don't need for going to the dynamics of civil reform before we all have here. It's one of our track to get our profession in the public service, most especially in the civil service, and also create a platform for retail professional in the system. And we also want to make sure that we get with institutions that are well structured and positioned in the 21st century dynamism of public service for provide the best of services and also the people of this country. We don't all manner about the strategic plan, so no need for going today, but full blown implementation into the strategic plan. I don't want to brief on that today. The ministry, then I will on the cause noise, because we don't get touch, we don't get physical things, then what we do. We are the mindset of the one who for deliver the goods and services, then and the mindset to the work and create the processes and system for them to deliver to the people of this country. So we'll see what we do. And so number one, we all know say the civil service codes and rules from 2011, the review don't complete the review. And that's the way we didn't have the say with the limit. We expect the president for sign, president not sign the civil service code, and IED now the library everywhere for people for access and implementation on because we for the first time in the history of this country we tried to establish a public service policy and acts. we will create a platform for them to coordinate the entire public service of Sierra Leone. We get a lot of institutions the way they say they have to part of the public service. But we already defined that in a chapter now, in the new constitution of Sierra Leone, or the review, whichever name we get in the next constitution will come.
There is going to be a chapter now in that
constitution on the public, who constitute the public service, what the role, responsibility, and how you will find yourself in public service. So that chapter is going to be a new one in the constitution when it comes. But we also want to get a public service act and the executive clearance in the year from 2014 that we established now. But now we will get the opportunity and the right framework for the get them. So the policy in a cabinet now. We don't need for 1 month now because cabinet will sit, but hopefully once the next cabinet sits, we'll get the approval. Then we will engage with the Minister of Justice for developing the bill. And by the end of this year, by God's grace, we will get the first public service act for Sierra Leone. We're going to tell you how to go about service. Very interesting. I know say many people don't see social media now. We get one company called HIMAS. HIMAS now a national IT industry owned and run by a Sierra Leonean. We get in education in America, South America presently, and are the gatekeeper for the most reliable and secure social media platform in the world, LinkedIn. The man with the gatekeeper for LinkedIn is a Sierra Leonean, and are in the government of Sierra Leone through the Ministry of Public Administration and Ministry of Asset Communication. We don't go into an agreement for them to develop the largest and most government of Sierra Leone human resource hub. So from October this year till December, not go surprise if you know big servant or civil servant when you work now, you know for sign the attendance. Now digital attendance now we move into. We go into digital attendance, they are playing at the phone, you reach now your office, you plug in into the system, then they record it. So now we can mention attendance as a competence for your promotion or for upgrading to the next stage and civil service area. Then also they develop a digital recruitment process, and that digital recruitment process, now in order for go take PSC from 18 in a PSC, now online, they advertise, you apply online, recruitment, everything they say, whether you don't work for or not, you don't work in business. The individual performance appraisal system. What do you do when they don't bring you guys in the system? How we go know say you do work for them, we will make you know say for promote you. Because of the individual performance appraisal system, all that in the onboarding, transfers, promotion, going on leave, and even retirement, all of that is now going to be, and the prototype has already been developed. We don't roll them out in the Ministry of Communication. And I want to take this opportunity for introduce Mr. Alex Savin. Alex Savin and team, can you stand up? Romance, Mr. The young man. We now with our LinkedIn, and the man is doing when I'm get keep this. And the man is only project LinkedIn
at the wall. Yes, and now we don't bring Camna Sierra Leone, 19 Dande. If we again after the program, we
talk to them for them, and how we do. And I never think it's going to stay in good next month. For them, we showcase what they said.
I know some people they don't see at the news briefly that
we must sign an MOU with the Chinese stock for now provide housing mortgage and vehicle loan for civil servants and they work with also to public and general public servants. The reason being, if you want for use digital system for attendance for somebody, you get to address the issues where for make it late and no car work. And one of the critical aspects to make people late for car work, the car work transport. Transport not enough, so man and different. But for getting 3-cylinder vehicle, 4-cylinder, this is not a petrol or diesel, this is not electrical vehicles. We want for fiscal, put her on load, then pay for 4 years. Maintenance, everything, they're responsible, you're not going to buy fare. So you're not going to give an excuse me why you say go later, you're not going for home. We also want to look into the house. We see say 70 to 80% of civil servants, their salary they need to be used for themselves. Somali they say he left the work in with complete hosting. Because they forfeit to the Ministry of Lands, they forfeit to other policy, then our courts, then the chief in cement, then the chief in Sansan, all that thing they happen under. But if there's a ready house already, ready to go, pay for around 25 to 30 years, they cut and right from your source. Every month they cut 20% of your salary. And they recruit you, they don't give you 3 bedroom or 4 bedroom based upon your salary. Until the brother Mr. Sabin asked the one to actively for fighting corruption. We find out one of the critical aspects of it when you fight them in the liver corruption and for being house of money. So if we ever address that issue today, I think we'll cover corruption and we will see the best of Israelis then they perform their job. So, capacity building, we got a lot of capacity building now. One is we get what we call the European Union is supporting projects in the ministry. And then just got to build the assessment of the ministry because one build the capacity of the ministry. Most of the staff then not strong enough in the system. So we did it. We developed the curriculum. And we get about 27 staff in the ministry where they travel next month. So they go Rwanda, so they go Kenya, and then go Egypt for study on how to do reform, leadership and governance and camp work. We get another team where Jack can support, they go Ghana. We get about 8 staff going to go Ghana next month also. We'll go do some training on the reforms. The public service academy will just get funding from India and Senegal. They never hire the consultant where they can now for can develop the framework and the master plan for the transition of the civil service training college to the public service academy. And finally, the one we want to bring to our attention is the fact that we get a conference in November 4 to the 6th. Now, we bring over 700 human resource professionals, experts from across the African continent and the global south. For them can discuss about how to handle human resource in the civil service. And Syria Leone play host for that day. And we invite from all who understand human resource systems. Come on for see experts that are good. They will work together. And finally, we go to 33 management and functional reviews, including the National Investment Board. We don't bring 4 institutions together as one. The ECSL, under the tripartite, we don't do the management and functional review. We don't do the election management body, the Sierra Leone Airport Authority. We don't want SALCOC, SLBC. We don't do all them things they did because we want to restructure those institutions and reposition them for let them be able to perform the services so they deserve for this country. Thank you very much.
Thank you very, very much.
Sometimes when you read the news and say the most intelligent people in Africa are from Sierra Leone, you can one doubt. But if we have a Sierra Leonean brother at that stage, and say Naina the gatekeeper for LinkedIn, he's our brother. He's Sierra Leonean. They and I, they do it own. They represent we very well. They don't decide say they come home for can help for reform and rebuild a own system. I think say for recognize that man and yes, clap. We want to see as many people as he is, where they go, he come. It's a man go change. And we don't see the fine things then, the reforms. Reform not just for change paper. Sometimes you look at waiting they cause most of these problems. It happened for Sidona class like China when they run through the public service. One key thing where I they really look at for address is just what the minister don't say. China, they member for bill house. So you're not going for tip money for buy anything. This bill house, then a major problem. No matter how disciplined you are in the public service, you not get host. If in the country, then you not be serious. Say you don't say you not get host. Mr. Minister, we always say when I succeed on the and just like how you link her with corruption, it has very direct link with somebody being corrupt. Housing and motorcar. Right, when our two no go on side, you work go, you dey sweat. That man can't put in motorcar. If he said that he did give audience. I swear they need give audience. Epic they like motorcar. So if the debt tape on you, you might get her. So this is very fine when we government the members say, with public servants there. It's not just about saying this person corrupt, this person has so there. What do we do to limit corruption? Let us do another say, hey, you say if you pass back.